Thursday, we're moving through the week, January 23rd. Right now, highlight of the day, what we talked about when we came in, our briefing was the market was weak. Does that mean it opens up and goes down? We don't know. All we can do is prepare. So we're going to gap open lower. They closed on the lows yesterday. Now we're even lower coming into today's open. We know what the drivers are, the coronavirus in China. We know that that's why the market's on eggshells as far as stock indexes are concerned. Now, we open up at 8:30. What's important to remember when it's a gap open higher, or in this case lower, to make sure you pay attention to the first couple moves if there is one. If there's an opening drive higher, it could have everybody in the world who's bearish getting stuck, and it could be a reversal inside the previous day's range. If it's an opening drive lower, it could have everybody from the day before stuck long and keep pressure on the market. This had a combination, and we called it early. That's why I want people focused on this. Here's the open right here, okay? The market, it actually opened right in there. The market jumped up about 3 points quickly, and I said, hey, it's an opening drive, and then came right back, and it's like, wait a second, this is like an opening drive head fake. You know, I want people in that room, I want people listening to this on YouTube to write that down. An opening drive head fake. Let everybody else think it's an opening drive higher. It's a big market and volume profile term, right? Everybody thinks it's an opening drive higher, including me, until right here, right when it comes right back to where it started. That's when I said, in here, look out below. We didn't say it down here when my 8-year-old son could tell me it's bearish, or down in here when my 15-year-old son could tell me it's bearish. I want to know when it's bearish in here to catch the opportunity. And that was an opening drive, head fake, opening drive, higher head fake on a gap open lower day. It's not that confusing if you dissect it. Gap open lower. You might have a lot of longs from yesterday stuck. Why? Because if they got long yesterday, they had to have gotten long higher, because we didn't trade this low yesterday. And we jump up, and it gets those longs excited that we're going to test yesterday's low. It gets the bears a little nervous and a little stuck, and then they get shook out a little bit, and wham, it comes back down. And you got all these profilers looking for an opening drive stuck. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, hey, if you're a profiler, that's awesome. Look for the obvious and do the opposite. I know we're more good calls that I want to continue to go through, but it was like, yeah, this support doesn't work in here and here. Not supposed to work. You got to play the pullbacks because it's so bearish in here. It's bearish because it's a gap open lower, number one, and then an opening drive head fake, number two, and it had good fundamentals with this coronavirus. You call it, I call it fundamentals to push us lower, a good driver to push us lower. All things were intact to have a big, decent move like that in the first half hour, and that's exactly what we had. The other thing that we had was the old Texas two-step right in here. And I said, if you are short, we're doing a little dance in here. We could go back up to the first resistance, which is 775, and they do. Stop and a rotation back lower. So that's what's important to understand this while it's happening. And that's what we do in the trading room. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you get notifications when we do these.